Good morning, everyone. All right, guys, sorry for the long delay. We thank you for tuning in. Again, we appreciate you for this beautiful day, having you to take your time to come in and see us once again. And remember, every Wednesday, it's our duty and it's our responsibility that we take upon ourselves to make sure that we can find some beautiful content that will help you grow and succeed on your daily life, especially when it comes to finance. Remember, this phase is all about finance. Remember, I always say finance is a boring subject. I know nobody likes to talk about it, even though we have to face it in a daily life and we use finance every day. I guess we probably get bored of it because we do it every day. So, but whether we like it or not, we still have to face the reality of it. So, as you may notice that on what's on the picture on our back side here, we're basically talking about Robert Kiyosaki cash flow quadrant. So I'm going to talk about that today since I had talked about a couple of people, what you could do to grow yourself, especially a lot of the young kids that just graduate school and they may not know what they're going to do. So I figured this could be a good stepping stone to give you an idea where and how or where you're gonna land on that particular quadrant. But before I do that, I want to thank you guys for those of you who've been sending me emails, who actually send us requests or called us about asking us to do a life insurance quote for you guys, auto insurance quote for you guys, a business insurance quote for you guys. I truly appreciate the help and I appreciate you guys for turning in or calling us. I can't thank you guys enough. And one of those questions that I was asking, that I've been asking was, if I cut COVID, am I still qualified to get a life insurance policy? Yes, you are able. As long as the company, once you go through the underwriting process, they will of course look into what has gone through you and through the MIB, which is the Medical Information Bureau. That's where they'll go and check your history about how you've been doing with your wellness, with your health, generally speaking, when you go to the doctor, and how healthy you are. So for those of you who actually called asking questions about life insurance, I appreciate it. And for those of you who hasn't called, I would encourage you to make that call so we can go ahead and help you accelerate and understand the magnitude of having a life insurance policy. So again, for those of you that calls, I would say thank you. And for those of you who actually go on the website and should apply for the auto insurance policy, again, I thank you. I can't thank you enough, but I'm going to say thank you and thank you and thank you a million times. And I'm going to, of course, ask that for those of you guys who hasn't called or comes in or who has seen it, and if you haven't called, if you find this valuable, please share it to a friend, share it in your social media platform, just so we can actually get the word out to more people that may be able to get a little bit of value of what we out of the little bit of knowledge that we have. So once again, thank you for tuning in. So let's dive into it. Oh, wow, the introduction was long. Okay, so today we're basically going to talk about the Robert Kiyosaki cash flow quadrant. So for those of you, and I know a lot of you guys may, who is not too old enough and who may not know too much about Robert Kiyosaki, if you don't know anything about him, I would encourage you to go on Amazon, eBay, buy the book. You buy this book, it will be a life lesson for you and a life lesson for you throughout your life, basically. Either way, it doesn't matter whether you are an employee or an investor or a business owner or a self-employed person, there is something for each and every one of us. So I'm not sponsored by him or any one of his, but it's a book I had found value in it. So I figure if I can share what I had learned, why don't I just tell you guys and go about your own business and take care of it? So the first part, if you were to look at on this side, I keep going that way. On this side, what do you see? It's a E, right? E, the first E is for employee. What does an employee do? An employee is basically someone who may go to school, or may not even have to go to school. Okay, you may not even have to go to school. It depends the level of the competency that the company needs from you. Okay, so an employee is basically you have a job. A job is you have a task, you have an assignment. Let's say you work at any job. Let's say you work at a call center. Your job is you answer the phone, you take orders, you actually send out the receipt to the customer, or you could work at Publix. You do stocks. Okay, you stock up on the shelf. You put the stuff. You take the merchandise, you put them on the shelf. Or you could work at McDonald's. You take orders from the customers, you send it in, you pack it, and you send it back out to those people. So that's basically what would be an employee. So you work for someone for, let's say, it could be a minimum of 20 hours to 40 hours per week. You have a steady pay, and the employer will in return pay for your taxes, your insurance, and so forth. So that's basically what would be an employee. And I'm sure a lot of you guys may already know about employee, what it does, but fine. But this gets juicy and juicier. So the second phase is what? It's self-employed, which is an S, a self-employed person. Now, for the same person that was working at the call center or at McDonald's or even Publix, they decided, you know what? Instead of me having to give all my time and let that person quadruple and triple and quadruple the amount of money that I could have been making for myself, let me take the risk. Let me take that responsibility to make that money by myself. Okay, now the person decided, you know what? I'm gonna open my own car wash. Okay, they get on they open and the first thing they do, they save up some money, or they go to the bank or to an investment institution. They get a loan. If they get a loan, they purchase a vehicle, get all the equipment that you need to what? To get you start on that business. So once you pay your business card, you register the business, you go the whole nutshell to get yourself going. It's a process to get there, right? So if you look at it, now being a self-employed person also requires you to have a level of understanding of what goes around. For instance, you're gonna need to have what? You probably need a manager. You probably need a supervisor. You probably need maybe I'm going too fast. That's not for you yet. That's for the next one. So being self-employed, let's go to that. Self-employed, let's say you could be the only person, but you would need to do your advertising. You need to look for the job. You could, the bad part about being a self-employed, if you don't show up, you're not making money. That's the only bad part. You say I don't like to work for anyone, but the bad part is if you don't make any money for the month or for the week, you're gonna be run out dry. That's just the bottom line. You just have to work, no matter what. The bad part about being a self-employed also is that you work twice as hard, okay? Twice as hard as being an employee, as in being an employee. So although it does have its advantages, and it does have its disadvantages as well. So think of it this way. Do I want to be an employee or a self-employed? So that's what most people, I would encourage you to analyze your options to see, to have a plan before you choose any one of these two. So before we move into the next phase, which is the B and the I, the B and the I. So get ready. We're going to jump into our little partial breaks, which we always take. So this is it. Let's get a little break and we come back to it. Thank you.
Are you thinking about insurance? At Aquin Financial Services, we do auto, life, home, health, and business. Again, we do auto, life, home, health, and business. At Aquin Financial Services, we protect your most valuable assets.
Yes, man. Yes, 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 yes. I'm back again. It was a quick. It's not supposed to be long, but again, we are back. So remember what today's subject is talking about. It's basically which size do you want to be in? Which size do you prefer to be in? I know where I want to be in, but what about you? What do you see yourself? What do you see yourself fitting into to the cash flow quadrant? Where do you see yourself? Okay, so by the time we finish this video, I'd like for you guys to take a notepad. With that notepad, you're gonna see where you really want to be by writing down what all the specification on each requirement. Remember, the first one is E is for employee, S is for what? Self-employed, B is for business owner, I is for an investor. So you're gonna want to know where do you fit in by the time of this video end. And I would appreciate you give this video a like and share it. Okay, now let's get enough talk. Now the second type is B for a business owner. Okay, business owner. Business owner is basically what? So think of it this way: being a self-employed doesn't mean you are a business owner. Okay, it's a two different beasts. They both work has each one has their own way of working around, and I'd like for you to take a deep dive to see what it takes to get there. So now, a business owner, the difference when it comes to a business owner, what they do, you have to have a plan. It requires, although I believe being an employee has a plan, being a self-employed has a plan, but to be a business owner, that's a most definite. You require a plan. First of all, the plan is whatever the business that you decide to be in, you have to have a strategy. The strategy is the way you have your you have your supervisor, like I was stating earlier. You have a supervisor, you have a manager, you have you have a structure of people that will follow the set of rules that you have in place, whereby it's not required of you to be here. Okay, let's say you, for instance, right? You decide to be a business owner. A business owner, basically, well, you have enough money, you have a little bit of money, you invest or put a little bit of your money or hard-earned money into McDonald's. McDonald's has a system, right? They have a system, and the system that McDonald's have, or 250 or 300 or maybe $500,000 to earn one, you have a set of system that you have to follow. You know, there's certain ways the food has to be cooked. There's a certain time you have to be open. There's a set of guidelines. It just literally you can't go outside of the border. There's a certain way the business has to look. There's certain hours you have to be open, and there's a set of rules. Sorry, I just, that one is a lot. Okay, so being a business owner, you literally you're starting to feel the little bit of being independent. That's what I call it. Okay, you building. Okay, you building in where your time at that point you're starting to be free. So whereby being an employee, once you clock in for that 8 hours or that 10 hours, you don't have any say. Unless you have an emergency, you have to stay there until your 8 hours is over. It's the same thing when you're a self-employed person. If you hired me to work and if you hire me to work at your home, okay, to do your tiles, for instance, I can't leave your job and go do another job. I have to sit there and make sure that job is done. I'm being employed by you, right? Now, being a business owner, you hired a whole bunch of people that goes out, you send them to a job site. Now you're starting to have your time as being free. While you sending me to do your job for you, you can do other things that can help you grow. You see what I'm saying? In other words, The job, the more time, the way you're starting to elevate, to benefit in time is basically this way. If you were to go out and show a house that you can sell for $500,000, and the $500,000, you notice you're going to make about $12,000, right? Now, for the same time, let's say if I have to do a tile for you, and you notice the tile is to do the job on the tile is going to take about 8 hours to do the job, and you're going to make about $6,000. The business owner, the business side of it, you hired someone to do that, to do the tile. You don't do the tile. You see, now you're starting to use time as your leverage. That's a business owner. So see where you fill in between E, S, and B. Now the last one, which I love, and that's where I would pray God that each and every one of you that's watching this video would aim to be, is the I. Well, for me, I see the I is to see the I is being an investor. You have all the cash flow, you have all the funds, you have all the money around. It's time to invest. What do? You buy a piece of real estate, you buy a business, you buy a building, you buy properties, you buy whatever you can get your hands on, you buy land. So investing or buying gold, you buy silver, you buy, you name it, you buy things that will make you money. Now, what happens is at this point, your money is working for you, or you lend people your money. I go to you, you have a couple of $1 million. I have a project. What happened? My project is I need $250,000. You lend me $250. You charge me an interest for X and X amount of time. Now my money is what? Working for me. So guys, I know I can keep going on and on and on because this is what I love. I love to talk about business because when you talk about business, I'm actually awake. So think of it this way. I need you guys to look the cash flow quadrant, right? There's two sides of it. E and S. B and I. Where do you see yourself? From this time, right? From today, the last month of June till December of 2021. Make yourself a goal. Decide where you are now and decide where you will be. And I guarantee you, as long as you put the most effort into it, you will not regret it. There's no way. And I am here to say congratulations to you for taking the first step to being financially independent. Again, this is France at Aquin Financial Services. All we do is protect your most valuable assets. Thank you for being here with us today. We appreciate you. God bless.